Hello Homo sapiens! Today I will be covering the last of the major transplants, which is the liver transplant. The liver has the extraordinary ability, unlike any other organ, to regenerate very quickly and keep its structure. So let's say you have a part of your liver taken out by surgery. The remaining part of the liver will actually regrow to fill that cavity relatively quickly. And therefore, using this ability of the liver to regenerate, you can transplant just a part of the donor's liver into the recipient's liver, and both parts will eventually fill in the gap. Therefore, you don't need to have a deceased donor to donate a liver. The liver is the large organ that usually sits on the right side of the body when you're from your point of view. But what role does the liver actually play in the body? Well, its ability of high-speed regeneration is actually one of the main aspects of its job, as its job is to filter, clean, and detoxify the blood. When a food is consumed, the liver will process its nutrients before releasing it to the rest of the bloodstream. This is to remove any toxins, any dirt, any viruses that may be ingested along with the food. So let's say you drink some alcohol. That alcohol will be absorbed into the blood, but before it gets released to the rest of the blood, it will be processed in the liver. The liver will then break down the alcohol into a more toxic compound, then that compound will be broken down to a more stable one. Now, not all of the alcohol will be broken down through these two steps. Some of them will only be broken down once, and some of them won't be broken down at all. That's why alcohol has a slightly long-lasting effect on the body. And this is also why the liver's high-speed regeneration is of critical use. During that one reactive compound of alcohol, that compound can actually damage and hurt the liver cells. And this is why the liver needs to regenerate itself quickly, because it faces this every day. Everything you eat, everything you drink has a compound that can damage the liver cells. And that's why its high-speed regeneration is so critical. This is also why if you drink too much alcohol, then your liver will be damaged beyond repair and will need a liver transplant. Some of the main symptoms of liver failure are hurting in the abdomen and jaundice. Jaundice is a yellowing of the skin and eyes. This is because the liver's enzymes are being released out into the blood. Like its bile and its cells are being infused into the blood, and this makes the skin turn yellow because it is also being damaged. Although the liver regenerates quickly, it is considered as one of the more difficult organs to transplant. The first reason of why this is because it's connected by the bile duct to the pancreas and the gallbladder. The bile duct is used to transport digestive juices from the pancreas and bile from the liver into the intestines. And if the surgeons cut into this wrongly, then the person will get really stinky with bile and digestive enzymes really quick. The second reason of why this is because due to the job of the liver to clean the blood, it requires a lot of blood flow. Therefore, it is connected to one of the largest veins in the entire body, the vena cava. If the surgeons don't cut into this correctly or they fail to clamp it, then the heart will just start pumping blood out and the person will bleed to death. So, to do this procedure, the surgeons must first clamp the artery and the vein that goes into the liver. After this is done, they can cut it off, and they can also cut off the bile duct, but they must clamp it first. After the liver is either cut or taken out, the transplanted part of the liver will be put inside of the recipient's body, and the aorta and vein will be stitched back together, and the bile duct will also be connected, and from then on, the liver will be tested for leaks, because after surgery, the liver is under a lot of stress, and therefore, some of its cells might die and cause blood to start leaking out. So, for a few months after the surgery, the person is monitored inside and outside the hospital for any signs of rejection from the liver. And one of the perks of this operation, as stated previously, is that it doesn't require the full liver to be transplanted. Only a part needs to be given to the recipient for it to grow back, both in the recipient and the donor, making this one of the few surgeries that does not require a deceased donor.